Hey everyone, hello. Good morning. I'm Ace, and I'll be hosting today's community meeting. Okay, so let's wait for a while to see if others are gonna join. Um, so I guess I have to kick off the community meeting. Um, yes, so I basically have two things on the agenda today. Um, Yeah, so first thing on my agenda is that XNKPI will be participating in the upcoming Winter of Code, right? So um shout out to Wukash for giving us this opportunity or for reaching out to me to see if I would be interested in organizing this. And I was interested, right? So I would definitely organize it. So the organizers reached out to me, and I replied that email saying, "Yay, this KPI would be so interested in participating." And yeah, so we were told we just have to have three things in order to like get started. Which the first thing is, yeah, so which the first thing we have to do is, it says we require our mentor organization to send a list of projects which have their GitHub links and have been upkept with proper documentation so as to help contributors take up the project. So eventually after this meeting, I'm going to like open up a discussion on GitHub just to see folks, or just to create the list of issues we would love to like put up there. And the second thing I'm told is to also, associated with each project, there will ideally be two, but at least one mentor for each project, right? So just like we do in the CKPI mentorship program and Google Summer of Code, where we have to like assign a mentor for each project. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure there will be maintainers willing to like mentor these folks during this particular time, right? This is my first time, being part of the um winter of code, right? I haven't been a part before, and I have a big feeling this is going to be something interesting, to be a part of. And the third one isn't actually a requirement, but it says the mentor organization may also send over a video or take a session not longer than 10 minutes, explaining all the projects and organization expectations over the total project. So I think this isn't like important, but we can actually like do it. Yeah, so that's the total requirement that the Winter of Code folks like requires from us, right? And yeah, I think it's going to be interesting, right? I'm going to like do everything in my power to like make us be a part. And I think it also comes with some uh interesting stuff. Give me a few um looking for lows. Okay, so I know you might be wondering, what is it like? What do participants get? So because I am also not familiar with how Winter of Code works, but I think the folks organizing it were very helpful, and they told also, as being a participant of Winter of Code, right? You get swags, right? At top contributors or top participants get swags in return for their contribution, right? So, and I'm hoping also if you eventually participate at this KPI during this Winter of Code, right? I'm pretty sure you would also get your hands on some of the KPI exclusive swags, right? Yeah, you should get that. So I'm gonna create a discussion after this call to say more or just about the Winter of Code to see which projects will be, interested in going to this Winter of Code, who are the mentors that will be willing to like devote a few hours to mentor these folks, right? So that's the first thing on my agenda, right? And the second thing on today's agenda is, it feels so lonely actually. So this is my first community meeting where no one joined, right? No one joined on Zoom, and it feels like it's holiday already. So a lot of folks already, should I say backpacking? Let me say, a lot of folks are already backpacking uh for the festive period. And yeah, so I'm literally the only person here. Um, I hope you all enjoy today's session. This I don't have some interesting for me. Yes, this second thing on my agenda is this interesting topic that is actually going on. Um, so I'm an interesting contributor. So I was told I have to look for a way to like pronounce the name. Okay, just give me a few seconds. Let's see. So AWorkset started a discussion around open collective fund redistribution. I'm sorry, give me a few seconds, please. I'm sorry, I'm back. There is a bit of a noise like my background, so I have to like go resolve that. Yeah, so he started a discussion around how to distribute open collective funds, right? Which seems I'm gonna share a link to the discussion, and I feel I'm gonna share my own opinion on that, right? And I don't think you can see the share the chart. So I'm gonna share here. No. Okay, I have a couple of comments on YouTube. And from Wukash says, okay. Lucas said it is holiday mood already. Oh, Ray. Hey, we are there on YouTube for you. Thanks, Akshat. I guess I'm not alone actually. I have some couple of folks on YouTube. Well done. And Lucas, go resolve that. Did you beat them? No, I didn't beat them up. I can't even beat them. They are way older than me. And Sophie is eventually laughing at what Lucas said. Yeah, I have with me somebody joined. Hey, Maya.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm fine. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for joining. It feels so lonely up here.
Sorry.
Everyone left me. I'm all alone. Even Wukash, my greatest friend, just betrayed me. He didn't join the call. So as I was saying earlier, so I'm gonna share a link on YouTube for if you're interested to check out the discussion. So the whole discussion is about how to like redistribute open collective funds with contributors, right? So there's a discussion around that, and I think AWorkset actually give two approaches, right? And so I'm not gonna go in details about the whole discussion. So I already shared the link. So if you're interested, you can just go there and share your thoughts on that. So the first approach you said was general hourly rate for all contributors is established, right? It will be voted by technical steering committee. So this way, the rate will be an intermediary fare for most areas of the world, program language. Okay, so seems I got disconnected for unknown reasons. So I have a comment here. Any comment for Wukash? Yeah, I actually have a comment for Wukash. I need to kick him really hard the next time I see him in person. He left me here. Wukash always joined the community call, but for some reason he chose not to join today. Okay, you owe me one, Mike. So as I was saying, the first approach is just generally hourly rate for contributors is established, right? Which I don't really feel like the first approach wasn't my thing until I saw the second approach, which seems really interesting to me. And yeah, just my opinion, right? You could eventually join the discussion and share your opinion because you might have, a better opinion than me. And the second approach is auction rules are used, right? So each issue is automatically assigned a reward tag, $10, right? On creation, just like, this bounty issue on thing, right? Which seems interesting and also challenging. And like in details, it said on creation. So when you create the issue, it comes with a $10 tag, right? And each Thursdays, each Thursday, sorry, the reward is automatically increased with $10 more, right? So every Thursday it's a $10 addition goes to the tag, right? Goes to the issue. So the first Thursday, the issue becomes $20. This second Thursday, it becomes $30. The fourth Thursday becomes $50, and it keeps increasing, like it's an incremental stuff, right? So until someone takes up the issue. So let's say the initial issue started at $10. The following Thursday, nobody like it seems interested. The following Thursday, nobody seems interested. So just keeps adding until someone shows interest. But the issue is eventually has a limit, like the addition has a limit, because we can just keep adding $10, $10 until the issue becomes like $100 or $100,000, right? Or $50,000. So it has a limit, but it won't. The issue addition, the $10 addition, would not pass $100, right? $100 is the cap. So until someone takes up the issue, it just keeps adding $10 until the issue becomes $100. So it seems this approach would give 9 increases for about 2 months, right? So which is fair to me, to be honest. This approach makes sense, but I feel okay. We can say I hope one day we meet in person, even if it ends with a kick on my ass. Definitely. Yeah. So I feel like the second approach seems a little bit interesting to me. But I have a but actually. But then the but is, if this approach is like there, like how would I say it? If this approach is like, which makes sense to me actually, but I feel, what if contributors started like looking for a way around this, right? Like let's say a contributor sees an issue with $10 tag, and they just all wait until this issue eventually becomes $100, right? The bounty on this issue is $100, and people could eventually like exploit that, and all the issues, they just wait until every single issue becomes $100 before somebody shows interest. Like if they know this is how it works, like if they know this is the rules, right? And I feel which is kind of exploitable to an extent, that when contributors come to the project and say this issue is worth $10, $20, they're not gonna show interest, and they just wait until it becomes $100, and people just start jumping to the issue, say, I'm interested, assign this to me. And I don't think that wouldn't make sense. Because it's now seems exploitable to me. You say, well, the issue is what, $10, no one is gonna touch it. They just like, okay, we could just wait until the issue becomes $100, and we just start working towards it. And that's also like has a disadvantage, which means if people find out this could be the case, then issues wouldn't get resolved quickly. Then, because if it would take like 2 months for an issue to be what, $100, then it would, like, if it was 2 months, then a lot of the issues would just be there like for like 2 months before somebody eventually like approaches the issue when it is worth $100. Now, I really hope this is still like in the discussion phase. No decisions are made yet. So if you have like what you want to share, what you think about this discussion, or you have like a whole fresh idea about how to like redistribute open collective funds among contributors, then you should be there. Like you should join the discussion. I just shared the link on YouTube. I'm gonna share the link again. So just join the discussion and share, what your thoughts are, what you think we can do, how to like in order to like redistribute open collective funds better, right? And yeah, that's the second thing on the agenda. Yeah, and the third thing I feel on the agenda, right? Which I didn't have at first, right? But it came to me when I was saying something about winter of code. So as you all know, I chose to be okay. Before I go in depth on the second agenda, so I'm gonna share a link to an amazing discussion about KPI community building and maintenance goals for next year, created by the one and only Wukash. And yeah, so if you want to look into what some of the things that we've outlined for next year, and you also have some things to like share, or you have any suggestion at all, right? You should be here, to share your thoughts. So that's the thing. So the third thing on the agenda is basically, so I'm taking ownership and responsibility of KPI participants in other mentorship programs, right? Like open source, right? Open source mentorship programs, more like Google Summer of Code, KPI mentorship itself. Let's say because we eventually like apply for Outreach this year, but for some reasons, because they don't provide funds, they tell us like have a dedicated fund or something. So we doesn't look like a nice idea to us. So we have to like pull out. So maybe we could participate next year. Maybe we have some money, then we could participate next year. But I don't think. But if we can participate in Outreach. So we are trying, like, trust me, we are gonna try our best to participate in so many fellowships next year, like open source mentorship programs next year. So with that said, now the main question is, when should the KPI mentorship program for next year kicks off, right? So ideally I was saying to myself, maybe the KPI mentorship program kicks off by May, right? So if you guys are watching this stream on YouTube, feel free to like share your thoughts on the comment section, because I've gotten a lot of requests from contributors from the project that are saying from the initiative that are saying, hey, we need to know when the KPI mentorship program is gonna start next year. We need to like start planning. We need to like know so we don't get left out or stuff like that. Yeah, well, I kept telling them, you could just join the mentorship channel on Slack. Just we can announce there, but that doesn't. Well, it works, but they would love to know ahead which time of the season should that be. Are you kidding? Because it should start yesterday. No, for next year. Hey, come on, man, stop joking around. you making the YouTube comment section weird. I'm gonna kick you out if that's possible. So I was thinking maybe in May we could start the next year mentorship May, because we still have the ongoing KPI mentorship program. We still have some folks that are not like done yet. So, okay, so what I say is not a joke. The sooner the better. Okay, that makes sense. So the sooner the better, which means we could start planning to kicking off the project next month, because the sooner the better, right? Then maybe, because I to be honest, I have so much so much interested folks that are already disturbing me about the next mentorship program. And I keep telling them maybe sometimes around May, but now I just keep thinking, isn't May too far? Right. And yeah, according to what Wukash says, he's just said the sooner the better. Maybe we could start, exploring how we can kick off the mentorship program for next year sooner, right? So we've learned so many things from the ongoing mentorship program that we are gonna put in place for next year. I'm really looking forward for an amazing mentorship program, right? Um, I already said something about the Winter of Code. So if you're interested in the Sync API mentorship program, maybe you could participate in the Winter of Code, right? To even give yourself an higher chance of being accepted, right? So you just say to your mentor, okay, there is a comment on YouTube by Wukash. The problem is that we are biased. Really? So by Google Summer of Code, by Google Summer of Code, I don't understand. So it says the problem is that we are biased. By Google Summer of Code, but it was set up by West. Because Google Summer of Code was set up by Westerners, and for us, summer is July/August. But wait, so I'm not kidding here. Over here in Nigeria, was I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria. We don't have summer. We don't even have summer. Yeah, I know people say, oh, summer body, summer that, summer this. It's not a thing over here. So, and I, so, but in other parts of the world, summer is like different. It also like falls in different time of the month, right? So we shouldn't be following what Google's Summer of Code has, right? Like for the kickoff time or something. Maybe we are gonna be different, right? We don't have to like follow what they're doing. So which eventually like makes sort also okay, it says and in India, as far as I know, summer holidays are May/June. You see, that's some differences right there. So that's parts. So we're gonna start the SKPI mentorship as soon as possible. We are not even calling it SKPI Summer of Code, right? Which sounds ridiculous. So it's just a SKPI mentorship program. So which means we don't have anything to do with summer or winter or autumn or something, right? So this is why, so Lucas says, this is why I say sooner we kick off the better, right? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna start the planning to kick off the Sync API mentorship program as soon as possible, maybe next month. Yeah, so I would keep you guys in loop in the next community meeting. I'm talking about community meeting. Lucas, correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the last community meeting for the year. Except I would want to do like one more, but it seems this should be the last because the community meeting runs bi-weekly, and the next community meeting should be falling around 27, 28 or something. And I'm pretty sure no one would attend, just like this. Apart from Maya. Thanks, Maya, for joining this call. But I'm pretty sure you're not gonna join the next community call if I host one. Uh, so this might be the last community meeting. And yeah, I think we still have okay from Wukash experience. This is the last one. Okay, cool. So give me a few seconds. I want to do something weird. So give me a few seconds. So okay, because to give a comment said as roads, nobody cares about those during winter holidays. Okay. Oh, I was going to like look for something, but I couldn't find it. So it is a Christmas light and a Christmas glasses. So I was gonna wait to like show you guys, but I'm gonna do it in the next live stream. So talking about the next live stream, I'm gonna be hosting Fran, one of the API members, to do how to contribute to live stream. So which is going to be, I think, the last live stream for the year, right? So we're gonna be talking about how to contribute to the KPI specification, which I feel a lot of contributors don't actually, show interest in. So they show interest in how, or like in almost, let me just say, almost all these KPI tools, but I feel most of them don't show interest in contributing to the specification itself, which makes Fran and I want to team up to create an how to contribute session about the specification. Yeah, eventually we're not gonna do how to contribute to the specification in one go. So we already plan to like split it in separate parts. So the first part will eventually be this one we're gonna host next week, Thursday. So then the second part would be next day. So this is gonna be the last community meeting. So just a quick recap of everything I've said. The first thing I said is it's gonna be a participation in the Winter of Code. So we're gonna be participating, and I'm gonna start a discussion around that. The second thing we spoke about is the AWOC said discussion around how to redistribute upon collective funds, right? So the third thing we talked about is how like the kicking off of SKPI mentorship program as soon as possible. So it is not SKPI summer of code. So we don't have to wait till summer. It's called the SKPI mentorship program, which I feel maybe we should rename it to something like a SKPI fellowship. What do you think, Wukash? Let's say if Wukash is still there on YouTube. But like we could rename it to a SKPI fellowship program. Or yeah, fellowship sounds nice. Yeah, maybe mentorship. Or let's see, actions, if actions is there. Oh, Maya, what do you think? Maybe we could name it instead of SKPI mentorship program. This could be SKPI fellowship program.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
So I said I was thinking maybe we should rename the SKPI mentorship program to SKPI fellowship program. SKPI fellowship.
I think I prefer the mentorship. Sounds cool.
Whoa. Okay. Maya doesn't think that sounds nice. Maya feels SKPI mentorship program is cool. And Wukash just spoiled everything. He said Fellowship of the Ring, Fellowship of SKPI. So I'm just trying to bring up something, but I think SKPI mentorship is cool for now. We're not gonna use Fellowship of SKPI. That sounds very hard, Wukash. So I think that's everything on my agenda. And if any of you want me to say something before I go, because you have anything on your mind, you love what to talk about or share on your behalf. Maya, you have any question?
No. I'm good.
Sounds nice. Wukash. Cool. So Wukash is cool also. So that's I feel this should be the end of today's live stream. Okay. Even despite the fact that I started alone, I didn't end alone, right? So thanks Maya for joining today's call. And thanks for everyone that eventually like kept me, company in the comment section. Shout out to Wakash and Akshat with Sovish. You guys are special. But guess what? Maya is more special because she joined live. So without no further ado. All right, before I also like end it all. So I shared a link to the ECKPL discussion. Yeah, so I have a question, Wukash. So concerning the async API or Tor, right? How do you think folks can volunteer to like help? Because I feel maybe someone from the community want to help organize these and stuff. How do you think they can help? I'm not talking about like how do you think they can help from the comfort of their like home or something? Because it sounds like it's CKPI on door, which means if you can't be on door, you can't help. Waiting for Wukash to type. Oh, cool. So you just confirmed you can help. So if you're interested in, help participate, if you're interested in volunteering for the SNKPI conference next year, because it's gonna be a whole awesome conference, right? So I just shared a link to the discussion. So there will be, you just said there will be a few events around the world. So if you're interested in, helping, organize this or find a way to, oh, look at that, Maya is interested. So if you're interested in doing this, I just shared a link to the discussion, right? Just go to the thread, the discussion, just reply, just comment that you're interested, right? So Wakash is gonna pick it up from there. So I'm looking forward. I'm actually greatly looking forward to the SKPI conference next year. We had an amazing conference this year. So I really have this nice feeling next year is gonna be better. So I think that's everything I have on my little head. Okay, you want my comment from Wakash? If nobody else volunteers to run the whole initiative, I will start coordination in January, like it was with conference 2022. Okay, so I have a question. What do you mean if nobody else volunteers to run the whole initiative? Question for you, Wakash. So I'm waiting for Wakash to finish typing the answer to my question. Oh, okay. Now I understand. I understand. Okay. So what it meant by if nobody else volunteers to run the whole initiative. So what it means is it's a KPI on top, which is a title of which sounds awesome, like an interesting title for next tech conference. So we need a single point of contact that coordinates all, right? Like in case of mentorship, like I do, right? So we need somebody to volunteer if they would want to be the point of contact, right? Somebody can reach out to about anything related to next set conference. So he's saying if we don't find anybody to volunteer for that role, it would eventually be the person who would eventually do it. No, despite the fact that he's getting old quickly, I think this man won't give up easily. So that's what it's saying. Thanks for the good work because she would forever be remembered. So I think that's everything on my agenda. I don't have any questions. And if there is no question, then this would be the end of today's community call and the end of this year's community call, right? So thanks for joining. Maya, a special shout out to you for joining this last community call. I'm looking forward to seeing you next year in the next community call. Right. So thanks folks for joining. So if you're watching this live stream later, I really hope you enjoyed this conversation. And yeah, so if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, so feel free to leave a subscribe. If you find this stream helpful, like it and share it with other people, right? So thanks for joining this call. See you guys next year in the next community meeting. I don't know why I'm saying next year. I'm kind of excited about next year. So, right. I hope you guys enjoy your holidays with your families and friends. And yeah, see you next time. Peace.